Stories are things we think we know but don't. My name is Osadumebi, and every week I will tell you a short story written by a Nigerian writer or author. That's the long and short of it. So without much ado, this week's story is by Monalisa Jideofor, and it's titled Date. I am a woman who knows things. A woman who knows things without knowing how exactly I know them. Call it a woman's sixth sense or instinct. Whatever the case, I know things, and I am scarcely ever wrong. The moment my eyes met Obi's as he waltzed across the dimly lit restaurant to the table I had reserved for us the previous evening, I just knew he wasn't a man I would want to see again. First, because what type of man haphazardly sets up a date with a potential love interest and then proceeds to come late? 5 minutes late is still late. Second, because what type of man, upon arriving to dinner late, flashes an unimpressive set of teeth with a piece of vegetable visibly lodged in them? Obi, you ate before coming? And let me guess, something green and leafy. One of the perks of coming from a large Igbo family is that you are raised to believe in the spirit of Obiwanne, brotherliness. You have enough kin to go around, enough cousins, aunts, and uncles to not know loneliness, even for a day. The downside, though, is that your business is everyone's business, and your inability to find and keep a man is the entire family's concern. In other words, it is the spirit of Obiwanne that landed me on a seemingly disastrous semi-blind date with the son of my aunt's university roommate, Obi. Hi, Ada. It's an absolute pleasure to finally meet you. I'm sorry I kept you waiting. I got caught up in a little valet situation outside. Apparently, the guy rammed someone's Rolls Royce into the wall. It was a lot of drama, I tell you. It's fine. I cut him off. Nice to meet you too. I wasn't smiling or trying to heed Auntie Ife's advice. Adabayi, remember to be nice, Inugo. He just might be your husband. He wasn't. I just knew it. Obi had bright, animated eyes which were playful and intense all at once. And unlike me, he was smiling like he had hit a jackpot, occasionally flashing the green patch on his tooth. It was both flattering and distracting. Mostly distracting. I think you have something stuck in your teeth. You might want to remove it. I gestured at the toothpicks on the table and cracked a wry smile. I enjoyed putting men on the spot like that. I loved to watch them try to find their footing after the thrill of a little playful tease. But before I could finish, Obi had erupted into an uncontrollable fit of laughter, which caught me unawares and left me trying to find my footing. That had never happened. When it came to men, the ball was always in my court. This time, the ball was in Obi's court. His bright eyes crinkled at the corners, and he desperately clutched at his sides, as though he were afraid the laughter would eat him up from inside. Was the joke on me? Or had my tease caused him to run amok? Busted, he finally said, rousing me from my thoughts. I don't think I've made quite the first impression. First I keep you waiting, now vegetable in my teeth. Obin now Chendu. He never ceases to amaze me. But I assure you, he's a good guy. I smiled. Genuinely, for the first time that evening, relieved the joke wasn't on me at least. Although I never admitted it, I liked men who weren't easily ruffled. Men who were secure enough to laugh at themselves, even on a first date. Obinna Uchendu was that type of man. The type of man to not seek my permission before sweeping me off my feet and stealing my heart. The type of man to constantly remind me that I cannot know everything because I am not God. I used to be a woman who knew things until a seemingly disastrous semi-blind date, followed by a string of other dates with a man I now call husband. Now, I am just a woman grateful for the spirit of Obiwanne. Monalisa Jideofor is a writer who currently resides in Lagos, Nigeria. She is a project manager and storyteller who has resolved to live, love, and laugh her way through life. You can read more of her work on Substack at Finding Rainbows with Mo. And you can connect with her on Instagram at Mona_J. Details and links will be in the episode description. If you've got a story you would like to be featured on this podcast, or a published book you want to make into an audiobook, send an email to info@osadumebi.com or send me a message at osadumebi on either Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or X. I look forward to collaborating with you. And if you've enjoyed this week's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, and tell someone, everyone, that stories are a good escape for a few minutes each week.